okay, so like this can of words,
Mm-hmm.
let's say that there's 100 pieces of paper in that can.
Mm-hmm.
And on each one of those pieces of paper, there is a conclusion that you currently hold about the world.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those pieces of paper would you prefer it be accurate that match reality about the world?
That's a really tough question to answer. I don't know.
Everything's rolling here.
Okay, yeah, get everything set up. Bro, Ashton, my pre's already kicking in. This is gonna be the funniest conversation of my life. We're heading to the gym.
All right, you ready?
Are we rolling?
We are rolling.
Okay.
3, 2, 1, go.
Alright.
So what was your name again?
TR.
TR?
Yeah, it's just a 2-letter.
TR?
Yeah, it's just what I go by.
TR.
Yeah.
Cool, my name's David.
David.
And just to kind of explain what we're doing out here, we're talking to different folks in different communities. Something that you think is true about the world that we share. Something that's meaningful to you. Sometimes I phrase it like if you found out it was not true, your behavior would change. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You said you were kind of having a hard time trying to think about what to talk about.
Yeah.
I have my can of words,
Can of
and in
words.
there is just a bunch of words written down on pieces of paper. I'll have you talk about it however you want.
Okay.
Like you can define the word, or just talk about like what you think of when you hear the word or when you read that word, and that can kind of help us generate an idea that might be meaningful to you that I can ask questions about if that's okay.
Yeah.
Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Cool.
I'll give it a call.
And you don't have to choose the first one. If you don't like it, you can skip it, move on to the next one. It's all good.
Rational.
What was the word?
Rational. I'm gonna throw that one back in.
Throw back? Okay.
Yeah. Memory.
Memory?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Memory?
I like that
You
one.
want to do that one?
Yeah, we can do that one.
Memory. Okay. So, how would you define memory?
I would define memory as facts, information, or experiences that are meaningful enough or not meaningful at all to the point where it sticks with you.
Facts, info, and experience that sticks with you?
Yeah. Or just info, because I mean, facts, opinions, whatever there is. But
Information that sticks with you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Is there an idea involving memory that we can talk about? Something that
Yeah, I was just thinking about this the other night because I went to a concert. I went to the Daniel Caesar concert at the Andrew J. Brady Music Festival.
Cool. How was that?
It was beautiful, great, and this is the part that I was like, ooh, that's a good word.
Okay.
I had such a good time that I barely remember it.
Ooh. That's interesting because it seems counterintuitive, right? Like,
No, it seems very counterintuitive.
right.
It's kind of like time flies when you're having fun, or
Okay.
like when you're really so focused in the moment. I feel like maybe your brain kind of just shuts off and enjoys every emotion and everything that you have going on in that moment, and just focus everything on that rather than building the memory. Because I know, like when I play, because I play soccer as well. When I play games, I'm so in the moment. Things happen. I move to the next, move to the next, move to the next. I don't remember what happened by
It's
the
kind
end
of
of
like
time.
a flow state.
Yeah,
type of
I
thing?
think so. And that might just be personal to me, might be personal to like other people. Some people might be different, but I know for me especially, like if I'm in the moment and I'm in the flow, I just sometimes I step back after and I'm like, what just happened?
Right. Like you were there, but you weren't there, kind
Mm-hmm.
of thing. Okay, so here's a question: Would you have preferred to remember more about the concert?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I think there's two sides to that coin in which where if I could sit down and just close my eyes and go back to that moment, I 100% would. And there's
Okay.
a lot of moments like that. But I feel like also if that's the way I am and I'm just sitting there enjoying it in the moment, then I'm just going to enjoy it in the moment and not regret whether I can remember it or not.
Okay. If you had to go back and do it again, would you take steps to either have a better memory about it or a worse memory about it?
I've got to come up with something to do with that because I'm always like, what happened last night? Like, what do we do? Like, say we went to like a Meijer and just messed around, or we went and just drove around for like an hour or so, and I'm like, what happened? So I take a lot of videos and pictures when I'm in the moment doing stuff with friends, just because I sit back and I go back through that, and sometimes I even remember things in third person. I don't know how that works. I don't know what the neurological reason behind that is, but
Oh,
I
like you're
remember a lot of my things through pictures that I take or videos that I take where I'm in it and I play that memory back.
okay. How reliable do you think our memories are, or our memory is?
I think that's also something that's hard to judge because I think some people are really good at remembering certain things and then other things they're not.
How reliable is your memory?
Pretty good. Um, when it's something that's important to me or something that I know that I'll have to remember later, like if it's an equation or a conversation or something, it'll stick with me when it's brought back up.
Okay.
But if it's what I had for breakfast yesterday, I couldn't tell you.
Okay. So there's some things that you have an easier time remembering
Hmm.
than others, depending on how important it is to you.
I think that could be it.
Okay. So I've got this scale,
Okay.
0 to 100. 0 is your memory is worthless. 100 is your memory is perfect.
Mm.
Like better than photographic memory. Like
Okay.
you can remember every single last little detail.
Mhm.
That would be at 100. As far as your memory goes, 0 to 100, where would you rate that?
In all honesty, probably a 57.
57.
Yeah.
Okay. What gets you to 57?
Because hey, I nowhere near to photographic memory, but I think just because of how sometimes I remember a lot of things, sometimes I don't. You can't sit there and rely on me to be like, did we go there? I could be like, I couldn't tell you, but if we're in classes, like, did he say that? I'll be like, yeah.
So generally speaking, your memory is about 57% reliable. Would that be
Probably. Yeah.
accurate?
Yeah.
Okay. What would cause you to make that number go up?
Hmm. Maybe thinking more about what I do as I'm doing it, if I thought about it more. Because I know everyone says think before you speak, think before you act. I just kind of do.
Uh-huh.
One of my favorite things to say to my friends is like, I don't think before I speak because I like to be just as surprised as everyone else with what I do. Because it makes for some really funny moments. But it makes for some really funny moments. I think I've gotten so used to just going with the flow and I'm lost in the wave, I guess.
Got it. Okay. What would cause that number to go down?
Hmm. First thing that comes to my mind is impairment.
Okay.
Under the influence of whatever. I know that always affects the ability to make memories and all that kind of stuff. But honestly, I think I don't know the answer to that one.
What do you think the average person's memory is on that scale?
On that scale, Probably around what I said, maybe. I think
you're average?
I would say so.
Most people have about 50% reliability as far as memory goes.
Maybe, yeah.
Is there a way to test this or find out what your memory reliability is?
I have no idea. Because I'm really good at playing the game memory. Like, I feel like when I'm really mentally challenged and engaged, I remember more. But when I'm not mentally forced to work in different ways than I'm used to and break out of that flow, then I remember more.
Okay. If your memory was better than 57%, would you want to know that?
Just the number?
Yeah.
Probably not. I think I'm pretty okay with being whatever I am and doing whatever I do.
You wouldn't want to know if this was inaccurate?
I feel like I would, but I feel like deep down it would just be another number.
You'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
But it sounds like you would want to know if you were wrong with that.
Yeah.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. If it was actually lower than 57, would you want to know that also?
Probably.
Okay.
Probably a little bit.
Why is it important to you to be accurate about things?
I think it's just part of how I've always been is like, this is this and that is that, and if this isn't that and that isn't this, then I want to know. Like, I've always been like in games, if I foul someone, I'm always like, if the ref calls it, my teammates are like, that wasn't a foul. I'm like, no, it was. And my dad's always talked to me about that too, is like, if something's not right and I see it, I usually say something. And so I feel like that's kind of something that has matured with me as well. Like, if I'm talking to someone and I'm wrong about something, I'm like, okay, cool, tell me more.
Yeah.
Inform me more so I know better the next time.
You would rather know if you were wrong. So this is probably going to be one of my last questions,
Okay.
and we can wrap it up because I know you've got other stuff you
Yeah.
got going on. And I'm having a hard time forming this question, so maybe you can help me.
Okay.
But the question that this has evolved to is, on that same scale, 0 to 100, what percentage of the assessments that you make about the world that we share would you prefer to be accurate?
Would I prefer to be accurate?
Yeah.
I'd say the positive ones 100% and the negative ones 33.
Okay.
Because I would truly like everything to be beautiful and perfect and harmonic, but those things that are bad, if they're good, I'd rather know that they're good, but if they're also bad, I feel like that's something you should know as well.
So why are you at 33?
Um,
If you think that you should know it as well, even if they're bad, that's what I heard. If that's not accurate, or something.
Can you restate your question?
Yeah. The percentage of the assessments you make about the world that we share.
What would I prefer to
Yeah.
be true?
Or accurate?
I think that's because I really want to see the best in people, but if I'm seeing the worst in people and it's true, I'd rather that be true. Maybe.
Can you reform my question? And this is just as a favor, not.
No.
I'm not like accusing you of not understanding it or anything.
No.
I'm just curious if there's. I need to figure out a better way to form this question, and I'm trying to get people's help about it.
Okay.
Can you reform my question back to me so that I understand that you're hearing what I'm asking?
Okay. What percentage? Oh shit, I'm struggling on the question. Part of my language. Making assumptions about the world. What percentage of the things that you assume are positive would you want to continue to be positive in truthfulness?
Okay.
And if you are thinking, like, if you are assuming negative about someone, what percentage of that do you want to be right?
Okay. Can we put aside the positive and
Mhm.
negative for a second? Because I think that might have some
Okay.
subjectivity to it.
Okay.
Because
Yeah.
what I think might be positive may not be what you
Yeah.
think is positive. And I'm interested in
Just overall.
whether something's accurate, positive or not. I'm interested in okay, so like this can of words,
Mhm.
let's say that there's 100 pieces of paper in that can.
Mhm.
And on each one of those pieces of paper, there is a conclusion that you currently hold about the world.
Mhm.
How many of those pieces of paper would you prefer it be accurate, that match reality about the world?
That's a really tough question to answer. I don't know. I think my first reaction was a 50-50. I think I'd rather 50% of them be true and 50% not.
And what that says to me is that you would prefer that half of your conclusions are wrong.
I think so. I think that sometimes you learn best when you think wrong first. And then once you are corrected and showed the right way, it kind of makes things a little bit easier. If that makes sense.
I think so. Like, you learn more when you're wrong?
I think I might personally, because I love, like, when I'm working out, sometimes I have really deep discussions with people about certain things, or just short little conversations about things that aren't as meaningful to me. Where was I going with that?
Well, we were talking about like the benefit of being wrong.
Oh, the benefit of being wrong. Okay, yeah. I think through experience with me that when I have thought something to be true and it turns out it isn't, I think I remember that more.
Would you prefer to at the end of the day, would you prefer your assessment about that situation to be wrong?
No, I think personally I would rather everything I do and say be 100% perfect and 100% right.
Your preference? Yeah.
My
if you had it your
preference probably, but I think in reality it's
Sure.
never going to be that.
It's realistic to think that
Yeah.
we're going to be wrong.
Mhm.
And the question is more about your preference. Like, if you had your way, what percentage of the conclusions that you make about the world would you prefer to be accurate?
It still probably wouldn't be 100 with it being like that. It'd probably be around like 70%.
Okay.
Because I kind of enjoy the learning process after being incorrect and being wrong about something. I like.
Does learning require being mistaken?
No, not at all. I just think it sticks with me more because if I think about it, then I'm like, oh, I was wrong about that.
It's more memorable.
More memorable.
That was fun.
All right.
You have any questions for me?
Can I take one of those squishy things?
It's really coming down. Do you have something in mind?
Absolutely. You can have one of these colors. The idea is if you see one of us again, especially
I love
Quaid,
Leo.
he teaches here.
Who?
If you see him out here,
Oh, him?
the gentleman in the I speak fluent movie quotes.
Oh, okay.
If you see him out here doing this and you want to have another conversation, you can earn another color.
I can learn another color. I
You
can get
can
the
build
whole
up the
shirt
whole
full
set.
now.
TR, that was great.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna be out here more often?
Well, we're doing a U.S. tour right now.
U.S. tour. Okay.
Yeah, so we'll be, I think, somewhere else in the Dayton area tomorrow, and then we'll be taking off to Pennsylvania as our next stop, I think.
Well, have fun and stay safe traveling.
Yeah, thank you. If you want information about the YouTube channel, you can scan that QR code.
QR code.
And it's okay if this goes on YouTube.
Oh yeah, I don't care.
Cool. Thanks again.